Well, we're back on the Mustang, the 68 K-Code Fastback Mustang from New Jersey. The last thing that we did was we went ahead and modified the rocker panel so we'd have a nice body line on the door and the fender. And the next thing that we're going to go ahead and knock out before we go there, I went ahead and bought a factory original 1968 fastback door, and there is a difference, so you need to watch. If you got a fastback and you need a door, you need to watch it. Can you close that door, please? Assistant. There you go. So this door lines up better if you can hold it. This door lines up a lot better than the door that we were working with before. And the problem we're having with this particular car, I'm going to go ahead and let you know, is this car was seriously T-boned right here in this section. Now, if you look real close, you can see where I replaced the A-pillar from approximately right here. And then, if we go inside here, I replaced this whole A-pillar. Now, I have precisely measured all this out. So, I mean, we're going to get it working one way or the other. It's just going to take some my friend Pete action to actually get it to where we want it. But the door itself, and you can't see it down here. Let me see if we can, okay, you can see it's kind of a little tight bit of a squeeze in the front, but we're going to get this door working. Believe me, this fits 100% better than the one that we started out with. And we also went ahead and got some factory original hinges, and I got to change out the hinge pins on that, so that's going to make a little bit of a difference as well. We went ahead and bolted the fenders and the hood on the car, and we ended up throwing the aftermarket fenders in the dumpster. They didn't fit at all. They looked like crap. They were total junk. I don't even know where they were from, but we went ahead and threw those away. And the owner broke down and bought two OEM factory fenders, and we went ahead and bolted those on, and they came out really nice. Now, you can see when we shut the passenger door looks great. All right. So we got a lot of work to do on the left side, and that's where we're going to start off this little venture. The next stage of the Rustang is we are going to go ahead and replace that rear quarter panel, full rear quarter panel. We're going to go ahead and replace the outer fender for sure. And when we get that quarter panel off, we're going to find out if we need to replace the inner. We might only do some patchwork on the inner. I don't know yet, but the outer is extremely rotted. And then we're going to replace this complete floor section right here. And you can see that it's just rotted out. We got both these braces left and right. And then we also got this piece right here. So we got a lot of work to do. But what's really screwing us up right now, and I'm going to be calling the owner, is we don't have any trunk lid hinges. We don't have any trunk lid hinges. We don't have any spring rods. We don't have anything. And the only way that we're going to replace these quarter panels properly is we got to have the deck lid hanging on the vehicle. We cannot take these quarter panels off. We cannot do anything until we actually have the hinges and the springs, the spring rods, tension rods for the deck lid. Because when we replace quarter panels, you've got to have the deck lid hanging on the car to make sure you get all your body lines right. And that's the reason we got the door hanging. Is so when we put that quarter panel on there, let me get this hand here. When we get the quarter panel on there, we'll be able to get these body lines lined up perfect and get the gaps properly set the way we want them. Okay, so we're going to give a New Jersey guy a call, Mr. Rustang himself. and we're going to see if he's going to answer the phone. He's kind of hard to get a hold of, but we'll see what happens here.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Okay, so I guess it's going to be put back on hold because until we get the parts we need, and we can't get the parts we need until we talk to the owner, because the owner might have them at home, and I don't want to order parts or buy parts when he might have them. So we're going to wait for see what happens with him, and hopefully he'll call back, and we'll get this all figured out. Well, we finally got our hinges for our 68 Mustang that we're calling Frankenstein, or should we say the Rustang. We finally got our hinges in, and I've been reading a lot about these aftermarket hinges, and there's 2 companies that actually make these. And of course, both of them are located in Taiwan. And if you do your research enough, you'll find out which aftermarket online company sells which brand. Now, of course, there's no stamp on these, there's no name on them, there's nothing. But if you do your research, you'll find out which one does which. Now, I also read that the ones that Dynacorn sells are junk, and that a lot of people have not gotten the trunk lid to line up properly, and they've actually had, I read an article where a guy actually had to cut the spot welds, okay, out of the hinge itself and relocate it and weld it all back together. So these ones came from a company called Scott Drake that does a lot of Mustang stuff. And it seems that his parts, it seems that his hinges fit. There's not any bad reviews. And he actually buys them from the opposite manufacturer that Dynacorn buys their stuff from. So we're going to go ahead and see. Now, we bought these on Summit Racing. They cost $130 plus shipping. Or no, matter of fact, they gave us free shipping because it was over $100. So we're going to go ahead and bolt these on, and we're going to see how they work, because we need to get back on the Rustang. Once again, we are going to replace all the sheet metal on the rear of the car. That's our goal, to get this thing done so we can start doing the body work and get it painted and get it out of here. The owner also requested that he wants mini tubs put into the vehicle, so we're going to go ahead and do that too, I guess. He's actually got the inner rear side panels coming. He's sending those to fiberglass panels to go in there. We need those to do that. And he also went ahead and ordered the mini tubs so we could put those in here. Let's look over this deck lid that he bought on eBay and see what kind of action we got going over here. So, being the special code car that this thing is, the owner is trying to go with all factory OEM factory parts, such as the doors, the fenders, and everything else that we can get. Now, we all know that we're not going to find NOS parts for every single option on this car, and 80% of everything we do to it's going to have to be the aftermarket parts, such as our quarter panels. And if anybody watches my videos vigorously, you will notice on the Camaro that when I did this full quarter panel replacement on the left side of the vehicle, we started out with a Dynacorn brand quarter panel, ended up throwing it in the trash and getting an AMD quarter panel to complete the job, because the Dynacorn one was total extreme junk. I would have had to cut the quarter panel in half and widen it out almost 2.5 inches to make it work on the car. So if you're interested in aftermarket parts and you want to see the history and go show what the real deal is on aftermarket parts, watch that video series. There'll be a link in the description below to this video for it on replacing that quarter panel. I think you're going to be really surprised. So I'm going to go ahead and install our hinges. Now, once again, these are from Scott Drake. They're still aftermarket, but hopefully these ones are going to work. Well, we're missing one bolt. I guess I'll go over there and see if we can find one in our miscellaneous bullshit. So, I guess just for shit and giggles, we will look and see if we can find a bolt that will work temporarily until we can actually find a bolt to purchase. And this is my miscellaneous what can we call miscellaneous antique car bolts. This is some of them. So, I mean, for temporary use until we actually buy a bolt kit, we're going to have to find something in here that'll work. And I just had one in my hand and I lost it. Here it is right here, I believe. So as you can see, just to bolt the deck lid on is actually taking about 30 to 45 minutes due to the fact that we are piecing this car together. Okay, let's see if we can get this deck lid on here. Then we'll have to have maybe the body shop girl come out and help us line it all up to make it fit properly. And the good thing about bolting this deck lid on is that you can do it by yourself because it's so lightweight. So to get the hinges lined up so it will fit into the opening, well, that's going to take probably 4 hands because I'm going to have to get under the car here and adjust the bolts while Minnie actually lines it up. Okay. That looks good right there. Let's get this side out a little bit more. And when it comes to lining this up, this is basically how you do it. It's just an eyeball situation. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna do this side first. I can't do, I'm gonna need a 1/2 inch wrench. I need a 1/2 inch wrench. Open in, please. 1/2 inch on the left side. 1/2 inch open in.
5, 8, 11, 16.
It's down toward the bottom on the left.
Here you go. Alright.
Lift it up a little, right there, hold it. Lift the whole hip, open it up, open it. There. Alright, now close it down. How does it look flush mount-wise on the top?
On the quarter, it's real good. It's almost perfect on the top.
Okay, hold on, don't move it. How does it look right there?
Great. It's just maybe like a few mils high.
It's high?
Up here.
Okay, open it up. Right there,
That's
just
it.
like that.
Don't do it.
Okay, let me tighten that up. Let me tighten that. Now, shut the deck there. How's that? Need to go down some more or up?
It needs to go down more.
Okay, now we've let it down. How's that looking?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Huh?
That's a lot better. Now, this right here is touching right here.
Okay, that's because we need to.
Oh, well, wait. Okay, hang on. If you put this flush right here. There. So this right here is perfect.
Okay, what about the top there where
It's like just maybe just a hair, man.
Okay, let's go ahead and work on the other
a
side. Can we
hair.
do that, please? Okay, if you can shut the deck lid and kind of give us a roadmap to where we need to go. Is it sticking out? The gap's bigger over on
It's
this
huge.
side.
I could put my whole fingers
Okay,
in
let
there.
me leave it right there. I'm gonna loosen the hinge up on the deck lid.
It needs to go towards the front of the car.
Now push it in. Right there is where it should be. Okay, now, how is it looking like right where it's sitting at now?
Well, it looks good except for the gap.
Okay, if you can open it, how does that look?
It looks pretty good.
Let me tighten these bolts up before we go any further, and then I'll come out and look at it. Because our main objective is the hinges themselves being aftermarket and hopefully working. That actually looks really nice. Of course, you gotta understand. All we gotta do is kind of like tweak it a little bit. And I think, maybe the body shop girl might have a good eye on that subject. Look at that. The only thing that I see is right here, that like the top of the hinge has to come this way to bring, see how that looks good here? Right here.
Yeah.
Let's see, look, see when I get it right here, it looks
It's
pretty
all right
good.
on that side, but it's not all right
Yeah.
on this side.
So I'm thinking if we tweak that hinge a little more while you hold it right here like this. Well, look, there it goes right there. That actually looks pretty good right there. Look.
It does, because see, there's a flat,
Yeah.
that flat edge.
There's like a flat edge
and there's
right
a
there.
flat edge right here, so
How's
you
that
got
look?
It looks pretty damn, it looks good, man.
And then our gap looks really nice. I think that's it right there. I think we need to leave it alone.
Look at that gap, looks good right there.
Yeah, the top gap looks good all the way down.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
looks a little high when you look at it right here. I think we need to lower this hinge a little bit more. See, look, if you look, bring the camera over here and you can see how that,
Oh, yeah.
hang on, don't do nothing. Let's just do this with the wrench. Does that bring it down?
Yep.
How's it look?
Lot better.
How's our other side feeling?
Good.
All right, it seems like the Scott Drake brand trunk hinges actually fit really nice. Not that I'm advertising for Scott Drake, but like I said, I read a lot of articles about hinges on the internet, and I want to show you something else. Look what we got. Remember I was telling you about that rusted area where the factory hinge was? Well, these actually, and I can probably, if I wanted to, looky here, bring that hinge down to the factory setting. So, yeah, let's go ahead and set that down and see if Minnie's eyeball's in good shape. And yes, it is. That looks really good. With a little bit of hammer and dolly, maybe a little minor adjustment, a little bit more adjusting. The corners really line up good right here. Once we get the rubber in there, the rubber itself will lift up the deck lid too.
Oh yeah, you gotta remember there's gonna be rubber in there.
Yeah, once we put rubber in here, it's actually gonna put pressure on that deck lid and lift it up as well.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking that right there is probably gonna work. This is Pete. We got the deck lid on. We're moving to a quarter panel.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.